Yeah. All right, I'm going to open the meeting. 7:30, roll call, William Johnston.
Here.
Thomas Graffinino.
Here.
Lynn Colligan.
Here.
Lisa Kreckler.
Here.
And Phil DiOrio is here. We also have present Stephen Kiley, Town Attorney, via Zoom. The first order of business is to review and approve the August 28th, 2024 minutes.
I'll make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we have two applications. The first is 3 Glen Drive. And I'd like to open the work session on 3 Glen Drive. This is a house with 2 front yard setbacks. They want to put in a pool and pretty straightforward, I think. We did ask them a couple questions about shrinking the pool, moving the pool. Didn't really get any sort of feedback that indicated any real interest in doing those things. You know, I feel like the application, if they were looking for a setback variance in the side yard, I would look at this somewhat differently. But I feel like with the variance being for the second front yard setback, it's more innocuous that way. And I don't know if anybody's got some input on this one.
It's a simple lap pool, and I guess when we asked if you could make it smaller, it was sort of going to defeat the purpose of it being a lap pool.
Right, I mean, I think you could make it narrower, but then it would be like a 1-lane lap pool.
Right.
And wasn't there talk about the patio in between or no?
Right, or maybe shrinking that, but, you know, again, the patio's not that big.
No.
No, it ain't 12 feet.
We're
You
talking,
know, time you put a few chairs on there and walk in front of the chairs, you're almost in the pool. Yeah, no room.
and it's not like the entire pool is within that setback. It is a corner of it.
Yeah,
Right.
And we discussed a little bit about kind of making sure there's some landscaping. They have some existing privet there just to,
So we're gonna ask them to maintain that privet is really kind of what we would
Yeah.
be looking for there, as opposed to installation of anything new.
yeah.
right.
Anybody else have anything else on this? No?
No, no.
Hey, Stephen, is there anything else that we should address on this application?
No, we'll just incorporate that condition, that it be perpetually maintained, that hedge.
All right, so we had no correspondence whatsoever. So if everybody's good with that, I think maybe we could work on our worksheet here.
Yes.
Okay, so whether the undesirable change would be reducing the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties.
No,
No, there's a fence and there's hedges there now.
Okay,
and there's other
It's gonna be
properties in the neighborhood with pools.
right, and for me, it's not a side yard intrusion where it's up against a neighbor.
Right.
It's in the front yard, and that's because it's a corner lot.
Yeah.
Whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by a feasible alternative to the variance. I would say no, in that we looked at what the, you know, to try and figure out what the pool would look like if it was smaller, if the patio got shrunk, and neither of those things seem to be
In logic.
Right.
Or even relocating it to a different position on
Right,
the buildable area, it doesn't seem feasible.
no.
No,
Okay. Whether the requested variance is substantial.
I would say no, it's an 8.2 foot
yeah,
variance.
right.
Okay. Everybody agree with that?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood? Yeah, I can't see how
No.
it has any effect on the environmental conditions in the neighborhood. You know, if, you know, this goes back to the old thing that you're supposed to fill your pool with trucked in water. And if they do that, I can't see it having any effect there. Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, I would say yes, because.
Oh, definitely.
They want to build the pool.
Mhm.
I think that's probably about it for this.
Yep.
Anybody else have anything to add? No? All right, so we'll close that work session and we'll move on to the next one, which is 12 Wesley Ave, Markey. We got a positive bit of correspondence from the Shelter on Heights Property Owners Corporation. So this requires a special permit because they're going to expand a non-conforming structure. The reason it's non-conforming really is because it's in the Heights and it's on a 0.1 acre lot.
Right.
And so really anything there's no building envelope there. So anything you do to that building would in fact require a special permit. It also requires a front yard setback variance of 37.4 feet. It's only the covered deck in the front is only going to be 2.6 feet from Wesley Avenue.
So I need a 37.
37.4. And then and that's at the western corner. And then at the eastern corner, where 40 feet is specified, it's, see, I think this number is wrong here. It says that it's going to have a 13-foot, 11.5-inch setback. Let me pull out that plan again.
I got it here, but it just.
I just want to make sure we have the numbers exactly right here. Anybody have that?
I'm looking.
Don't make sense.
So at one end, it looks like it needs 3.5 feet. And the other, it is a 3.5 setback line. And then on the other corner, it's 3.7. And then on the Waverly Place side, it's 5.3.
Yep.
Yeah. 3.7, and then the next one there is 3.5 on that
Mhm.
corner. They're not doing anything here. It's really here where they're doing stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think it's 3.7 feet is the distance.
is that the distance from the property line?
Yeah.
So they need a bigger variance than that.
Well, the first one is correct.
Yep.
It's, this one says 2.6, but it doesn't agree with the plan. Oh, here it is. Here's the 2.6,
All right, yeah.
right? I wish they weren't all separate. I want to say that, can we just say that it varies from 2.6 feet to 3.7 feet?
Or to 5.3?
5.3, actually.
That's the other,
3.7.
that's,
at the
Oh, right,
corner.
for this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's probably the most specific we can get here, right? So we go from is that 6, Lynn?
Yes, it is.
It is 6.
It's 6.
To 3.7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would call that one front yard setback variance because it's the full, it's the full line there.
It's crazy.
Um,
Ain't the way it should have been done.
You mean written in the.
Yeah, should have been the other way around.
Yep. So we're going to need from 37.4 to 36.3.
37.4.
To 36.3 at the far corner where it's 3.7.
For that 3.7 though, that they're not, like, they need it for the deck because that's a new, I think 3.7
Right.
is existing already. They're not changing that.
Right. I'm just saying though, that's our
Yeah,
line. If we want to just go with the deck, we could just go with the 3.5 feet on the deck, or the 2.6 to 3.5.
2.6 to 3.5, right?
That's
And
the- so-
3.7.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we just stick to that?
yes,
Just go to where the actual new covered deck is?
because that's literally. what
3.5.
the Variance for, since that's the
So it'll be
that's the build.
37.4 to 36.5? Is that correct? Seems right?
Mhm.
Okay.
The 2.6 was to 2.6 to 3.7?
To 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going there. We're
Oh,
just
okay, you're
going
just
here
do
where
this one, okay.
where this is right here.
Okay.
Crazy.
And then the HVAC units. Christina, my recollection of this is that the HVAC units don't require a variance as long as they are quiet and against the house as much as possible.
Or something like that. Yeah, we had a discussion with Reed about this because there was also a fee question.
Were they gonna add something?
So the AC units are right here.
Yeah, but maybe it wasn't this one. They were gonna add something, I forget.
Okay, but then, so the covered deck is going to need from 37.4 to 36.5. The proposed addition, plans are just,
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it meets minimum decibel requirements. It doesn't need variance.
I mean, I don't think they'll need a variance for that. All we have to do is specify that the AC is going to have to meet the.
What did you call it? Minimal decibel requirements?
Yeah.
Gonna pull out this big plan here. See what we got, if it's a little bit better.
You don't make this very good, Sherman.
On the first floor, they're adding 57 square feet. On the second floor, they're adding 151 square feet.
Right?
Yeah, and so then the total added area is 208.5 square feet. So that's what they'll need special permit for,
200 and what?
208.5.
208.5. And that's, in addition to that, then we have the deck and balcony area. And that's going to add a total of 53.2 square feet. And that's all on the first floor porch there. Really have a hard time moving.
Oh, yeah. It's too small of a plan.
Even
Even on the big one.
identical to this, it's,
I can, if you point it to me, I can read the numbers.
Can't find that. This is the thing. Let's go back.
Bring my picture.
Matt had it up.
Yeah.
More clearly, I think.
Yeah, he did during the hearing, but
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You think I need it?
if you guys want to just come around and just take a peek at this, it'll give you like a little bit of an idea. It's still not great. On the first floor, what's existing there now, this little bit is coming off. All right. And then over here, we got the new deck and balcony. And then this is actually new building in.
That's the foundation piece.
Right, right. But I think that the numbers called out in this are incorrect.
now you see the notes that he has here though, with the. He's added.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even
Hey, Jeff, on.
looking on this, there's no mark from the line.
No, I know. It's,
There's nothing there.
Things don't drive.
should we maybe just adjourn this and ask them to submit some updated plans that point out those measurements better? Or should we try to figure it out here?
You would have to reopen the hearing.
Yeah, I got it.
So I think maybe we can clarify it with Reed.
Um,
And then also as to the HVAC, they have to hold a setback and they're not holding any setback. They have,
No, they don't have to hold setbacks. I think they're allowed in the setback as long as they meet as long as they're tight to the house and meet the
Yes,
maximum decibel level.
and where is it? Because in the code, it says any permanently affixed mechanical equipment has to hold 25 feet. And it was also called out in the denial as
Yeah, I understand that, but I'll have to pull that up. You know what? So do we want to reopen this hearing or do we want to try and move forward with this?
if the board still has questions, I would recommend reopening the hearing because arguably we should be investigating at this point and bringing new information in.
I agree with you, Stephen, that we should have more information. Correct, we can't act
You
on
know,
guessing at
the
numbers.
thing is that, you know, during the presentation, it was all up there. And I feel like it's not all in here.
Correct. And when you approve it, you're approving the survey you have, and that's going to be part of the building department file. And if there's incongruity with what was presented and what you have, that's no good.
Okay, and let me ask you, Stephen, if we reopen the hearing, do they have to renotice or we're all good?
They'll have to read this.
Stephen, I have a question. Matt's presentation is technically part of the record, but he didn't present us with printed copies. So if he presents with the printed copies, or we can print the copies of the presentation.
Wait, no. So we'd have to see what we have tangibly and what the building department has, because you have to stamp the plans, correct?
Yeah.
And stamp the survey. And if you like, it should be crystal clear from the survey or site plan what relief is requested.
It's not.
It's not.
From me, it's not.
Not me either.
Yeah, so again, technically speaking, you have 62 days from the close of the hearing to make a decision. So if we reopen it, you know, it's not going to be so outside that 62-day timeframe if we reopen it and have a quick hearing to, you know, satiate your concerns.
Okay, that will require renoticing, Stephen?
Yes.
Could we?
Can we just
waive-
reopen it to written correspondence? Because this is really just a technical matter as opposed to,
Yeah, we've done that in the past.
can we just reopen it to written correspondence? And if so, then do we need notice again?
Yeah, anytime you reopen, you're gonna have to give notice, because then the public has the right to submit written correspondence as well.
Okay. I don't see a good way to come up with the right information off of this stuff here. I feel,
It's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do.
yeah, some of the dimensions just are not labeled.
I agree with you. That we gotta,
Okay, so then can we vote to reopen this hearing right now?
No,
We'll just
it has to be done at the meeting.
Okay, all right. So we're just going to table this for now and take it up at the next meeting, and I guess there we'll reopen the hearing. Let me ask you another question. Is there a way to just ask Matt to submit the paper versions of the things he submitted on the screen? I'm just, you know, trying to save the app hassle here.
I don't know, because again, it's closed. I guess if we presented it and it was actually, but how do we know it's the exact replica of what was?
All right, so let's,
We have a recording of it.
right,
If you want to compare it, Christine, then we can compare it. That was submitted, I don't know. But why don't we, you don't have to make a decision right now anyway, because you can't. So in the interim, we'll reach out to Matt, see if he could provide us with.
and also, you know, what we could do is we could go back and take a look at the video. Is that legit, Stephen, for us to do?
Yes.
Because that's part of it.
Yes.
And see if we can get the numbers from that video and so that it makes sense. And if not, then we're going to have to reopen the hearing.
No, but the numbers really, we got to make sure that there's some tangible submission that can get stamped that, you know, the building department can use going forward, and the public and the homeowner that, you know, there's no discretion.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like that's where I am here right now.
I don't either.
All right, whatever. I'm willing to take a look at the video before next week and see. So we'll table this for now. Does that work?
Yes.
Steven, is that the right word, table?
Yeah, you're not really tabling because again, you're still on the clock. You have plenty of time. You're not really doing anything. You're not taking an action here. You're just discussing the application. So you'll just put it on the agenda as a discussion item at the ZBA hearing.
And between then and now, are we gonna get some clarification on the HVAC?
Sure, I'll firm that up. But I'm 99% sure. All right, so barring any other action here, I think maybe it's time, may I have a motion to close the hearing or close the meeting, sorry.
Make a motion to close the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.